Hello guys, hi, good evening. And tonight is actually a very serious and delicate and a difficult topic. Why? Because it actually deals with human dignity, it deals with human life. But you know what? I have to discuss this in order for us to save life. Like if you know someone is having a problem, most especially depression, then this video would actually help them. Okay? But to tell you guys honestly, before I started this one, I actually prayed to God that I'm hoping and I'm really I have this meditation like God, if I'm doing this video, I hope it can help uh, save the lives of others. Why? Because suicide is a very serious problem in the world. As I have mentioned earlier, that there are actually what every 40 seconds there is one person committing suicide. Okay? All over the world is actually 800,000. You know, even in Russia alone, they have roughly 200,000 people committing suicide. And it's not a joke because, life is, there's dignity in it. And we don't know what's really the reason why they actually committing suicide. Okay? I would say that I am not a doctor, but still I have my mentors when it comes to doctor of medicine. Then of course I have read the good books, so I have the knowledge to discuss about this. But of course, at the end of this video, it's a bit long. I always advise that you have to seek professional help from those people who are studying behavior. Okay, so I have why I'm doing this, because I have few friends actually way back in the Philippines, and they're having a situational depression. So they have this problem that they're very sad, but sadness is different from depression. And then of course this is very timely. Why? Because as if you have read the news, Kate Spade, the owner of Kate Spade accessories, bags, shoes, luxury brand, and of course the famous chef, author, publisher, and then also a good person, no other than Anthony Bourdain, if you know about that. So this video is very timely and relevant. So I am hoping that you will learn something from this. You have to take this segment or this episode seriously. Why? It deals with human life. And life is precious. Life is priceless. Life is a gift from God, and we should take care about it. Okay? Guys, if you think that this video is helping you and can help to other people, to your friends, to your family, workmates, colleagues, and to anybody, please help me to share and tell your friends about this video. Okay? So I have few questions before we will start talking to you about this topic. Okay? What do you think is the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist? Any idea? What is a psychologist and what is a psychiatrist? You always hearing those words. Okay? And then another one. What's the difference between sadness and depression? Okay? Number 3. What is psychosis? And number 4. What are those activities that will lead to suicide? So later, I'll be discussing with you the following definition and elaborate something, then give some examples. Okay? So guys, we have to define first, we have to define what is suicide and what are the facts about suicide. Okay? Guys, suicide is an act of purposely ending one's life. How societies view varies by culture, by religion, ethnic norms, and the circumstances under which it occurs. Okay? As I have said that there are more than 800,000 people committing suicide every year. And to tell you, suicide is more common here in Singapore compared to the Philippines. Then maybe I would say because Filipinos are more happy people, even though we have some problems, we have storm, typhoon, earthquakes, but still we have nothing to eat, but we're still laughing, we are still dancing, we are still partying. We have nothing to eat, but we have flood, we have traffic jam, but we're still laughing. But you know, in Singapore, guys, they are rich people. Like, there's no people here in Singapore that do not have a house. Every one of them, I'm teary-eyed. Every one of them here in Singapore, they have their own house, they have food to eat, they have quality education. But you know what? Some students here, they actually jump from the building. They commit suicide. And you know, suicide is a common thing. It's like the greatest risk of suicide are the teenagers, the teens. There are last few months ago, there were boyfriend and girlfriend, a Filipino boyfriend and girlfriend. Their parents are permanent residents here. Both of them jumped from the building and they're both killed. Yeah. So this is a very serious topic, okay? And then, you know, the effects of suicide, guys, is for the loved ones of the deceased can be devastating. It's so sad. It's so stressful, okay? And resulting suicide experiencing a variety of conflicting and painful emotions from the family members. But sorry, at least for my family, we don't have that one. But you know, I know someone who committed suicide. Like, it's so hard. It's so horrible. Okay? And then the most common type of suicide, guys, is actually it's still the firearms, like they do like this. Okay? Then of course we have this overdose medication, then asphyxiation, or you know, hanging. Asphyxiation is that there's no oxygen to your body, and then we have the hanging. And as I have mentioned, the most common suicide victims are the teenagers. Maybe because they're into, you know, age of irresponsibility. Okay? Now, I will tell you the following reasons behind or committing suicide. Okay? Number one, guys, is depression. That's the number one. They are depressed. And this is without a question the most common reason people committing suicide. You know, severe depression is always accompanied by pervasive sense of suffering, as well as the belief that it's the escape from hopelessness. The pain existence often becomes too much, warps into their thinking, and then allowing them the ideas that, you know, my life would be better if I'm dead. So they have that irrational thinking. And next time I'll be discussing with you the what do you call this, the more the deeper meaning of depression, the signs and symptoms. So with I mean the broader explanation of depression. I will do another episode for that, okay? The difference with sadness and depression is this, okay? Sadness is normal human emotion. Everybody actually has sadness, most especially when you have a broke up with your husband or with your wife. Then you have your parents actually they're dying or they have cancer or due to poverty. Okay, sadness, even too much sadness, is normal. Everybody is experiencing sadness, and that is a normal human emotion. Okay, depression, guys, is different. Why? Depression is actually a mental disorder. Okay, there's a problem, there's a disruption between the functioning of his right and left brain, the cerebellum, the cerebrum, the temporal lobe, the neurons, the white and gray matter. So that's the difference. And then when you are sad, there's a triggering factor, like there's a reason. While when you are depressed, there's no reason for that. You're just like you're just having too much sadness without reason. It's a mental disorder. Next time also I'll be telling you regarding the stages from being healthy to death. Like you're a healthy person, and we have this condition, then we have syndrome. From syndrome you have disorder, then you have disease, we have complication, then we have organ failure, then you have coma, then you have death. I'll be explaining that as well next time. Okay, that's the number one reason, depression. Okay, and you know guys, depression is treatable. Nagagamot po ang depression. Depression is not a disease. Depression is a disorder. Okay, disease means there's really a inner problem within your body, while disorder is just a disruption of functioning within your brain. Again, depression is treatable. Depression is nagagamot. Okay? Number two, second reason of committing suicide is they are psychotic. So what do you mean by psychotic, Pete? Okay? Psychotic actually is a severe mental disorder in which thought and emotions are so impaired that contact is lost with external reality. You know, some people like they have this hallucination, or something is telling them that you have to kill yourself, you have to jump, you have to do this, you have to do that, and that is being psychotic. And again, depression has so many types. We have the mania, we have the bipolar, we have 4 to 10 types of depression, and I'll be doing another episode with that. Okay, so number two is psychotic. They have a severe mental disorder. Second reason why do people commit suicide. Number three, they are very impulsive. You know, they involve themselves into impulsive activities. What do you mean by impulsive? Impulsive means doing something without even thinking coherently, without even thinking correctly, without even thinking what is the right thing to do. They are impulsive people. And best examples for impulsive activities are, you know, into drugs. You are into shabu. You are into marijuana. So guys, if you love yourself, why you have to take shabu? Why you have to take marijuana? Why do you have to smoke? Okay? If you love yourself, you have to take care of yourself. Why? Because you have your family, you have your kids, you have your friends. Okay? That's the number three reason why people commit suicide, because of impulsive activities, and often related to drugs, alcohol. Okay, they are very emotional, they are very sentimental. Like small problem, it's big deal for them. It shouldn't be that. Okay, You know, impulsive are people, you know, they are, if they are weak, they are easily affected by peer pressure, so they are very impulsive. But for me, I'm so sorry, I am the strongest person you will ever meet, and I am the happiest. So even if you don't like me, I love and I like myself, then it's fine with me. Okay, number 4, why do people commit suicide? Okay, number 4 is that they are actually crying out for help. They are naiyak ako. They are looking for help, but there's nothing, like nobody is helping them. That's number 4 reason why do people commit suicide, okay? And they don't know how else to get help, okay? Then later I'll be telling you where to get help, guys, okay? These people don't usually want to die, you know? These people didn't want to die, but due to have this, they don't know where to go, you know, who to alert around them. So, you know, the situation become very serious, and they will commit suicide. And they often don't believe they will die, but eventually they cannot ask from help from other people, from family or from friends, then they commit suicide. Okay, the number 5 reason why people commit suicide is this: they have a philosophical desire to die. Okay, the decision to commit suicide for some is based on reasoned decision, often motivated by the presence of a painful terminal illness, okay, from which no hope of reprieve exists. These people aren't depressed, psychotic, or they are not having this emotional, or they're not having depression, but due to they have the terminal disease, like they have maybe AIDS or we have cancer, then they have the philosophical desire to die. But you know, I don't know how to say. The number 6 is that 6th reason why do people commit suicide is that they made a mistake. Why? Because this is a recent tragic phenomenon in which typically young people flirting with oxygen deprivation, for that one it will bring them high feeling, okay, and simply go too far and accidentally they kill themselves. The only defense about this mistake is education, okay? You know, some teenagers have this trip or just playing with death, okay? The wounds suicide leaves in the lives of those left behind are often deep and long-lasting. The apparent senselessness of suicide often fuels the most significant pain. Okay? Again, I will enumerate one by one the 6 major reasons why do people commit suicide. Okay, number 1, depression. That's the number 1. Next time I'll be discussing, we will be talking about depression, about the signs and symptoms, and then how to prevent it, and what's the difference, and everything about depression. We will do that. Okay. Second is they are psychotic. Third is they are very impulsive. Fourth is they are crying out for help, but nobody helped them. 5 is they have the philosophical desire to die. While number 6 is they made a mistake. Okay? So how to prevent suicide? Okay? This is important because that's the reason why I am doing this discussion, because I want to help save lives. I want to help you, your friends, your family, not to commit suicide. Okay? How to prevent suicide, guys? First, be happy always. How to be happy? Be grateful. When you wake up in the morning, God, thank you for my life. Thank you for the water, for the air, for my job, for my family, for my friends. Thank you for my clothes. Thank you for the food. Thank you for everything. You must be grateful. Then you have to find your life's purpose. If you know that you have a life's purpose, you will not commit suicide. Okay? For example, I am the head of the family. I have my children. I have my wife. Then I'm bringing money to I'm bringing food to the table. I bring money to my family. I am taking care of my kids. Then that is your life's purpose. Why you have to commit suicide when you have life's purpose, right? Okay. Number 2, you have to pray. Ask guidance, help. Ask God's intervention, divine intervention. And then you have to meditate. Okay. Number 3, you have to exercise and eat healthy and balanced diet. Okay. Why? Because if your gut, your microbiota or microbiome is imbalanced, and then the good and the bad bacteria, they are fighting, so it may lead to depression. Next time I'll be discussing with you that every person has 2 brains, the human brain and the gut, the microbiome or the microbiota. Okay. Next, how to prevent suicide. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, be open with your problems. Okay. Then next is, do not take illegal drugs like steroids or overdose of any medicine, shabu. Don't take shabu or cocaine or whatever like marijuana. Of course not. Okay, if you have to love yourself, then take care of your health. Why? Because you have your family that who loves you so much. Okay. Number 6, pay attention to risk factors and listen to verbal warnings. Like if you're having this psychosis or something, then why not you have to ask a doctor? Okay, a psychiatrist or psychologist. Okay, you have to notice your emotions. And then always seek from professional help. Okay, from psychologists and psychiatrists. Okay, guys. This is my first question, right? Earlier, when you are with me, Mr. Mila Bono Soriano, thank you for watching. In your opinion, what is the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist? Can you write it down? What is the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist? Okay? You can answer now. But if you don't want to answer, then that would be fine. Okay, I will give you a difference. What's the difference between psychologist and psychiatrist? Okay, both people, both profession, they study human behavior. How do people behave? But the difference is that a psychiatrist is a medical doctor. A psychiatrist is a doctor, while a psychologist is not a medical doctor. That's the difference. Are you with me now? Okay. Psychiatrist is a medical doctor. Psychologist is not a medical doctor. Okay. Because psychiatrists are actually medical doctors. They are trained medical doctors. They can prescribe medications. They can prescribe medicine. Psychologists cannot do that. Okay? Psychiatrists are trained medical doctors, so they can prescribe medications, they can prescribe medicines. And they spend much of their time with patients on medication management as a course of treatment. While a psychologist, okay, they focus extensively on psychotherapy and treating emotional and mental suffering in patients with behavioral intervention. This is the tip. So if you think you having some problem, like you are not yet baliw or schizophrenic, you are not yet buang, then you may consult a psychologist. But if your family member or your friend already schizophrenic or buang-buang na, then that time you have to consult a psychiatrist. Again, a psychiatrist is a medical doctor, a psychologist is not. Okay, so this is very important. Why? Guys, we have this Hopeline project. Hopeline is actually National Suicide Prevention. It is managed and governed and run by Department of Health. So if you know someone having a depression or having this thinking about committing suicide, you have to call this number. Okay, call Hope at 02-804-4673. Okay, the telephone number is 02-804-4673. It's the Hope Line project. It's actually a 24/7 phone-based counseling service. Again, if you know someone having depression or having thinking to commit suicide, call this telephone number 804-4673, and this telephone number 0917-558-4673. Again, you can call this cell phone number 0917-558-4673. Okay, it's a National Suicide Prevention Hotline run by the Department of Health in the Philippines. Okay, before I will end this one, I have a shout out to one of my mentors and my friend, Dr. Abdul Aziz Ontok. He was the former doctor during the Marawi City siege or war with the terrorists, with the ISIS. And you can follow him in his Instagram account. It's XYKROND, XYKORND. He needs more followers. Okay. And then you can also follow me in my Instagram account. It's Pete Clyde the Lion King. Okay, my Instagram account, Pete Clyde the Lion King. Then you can follow me here in Facebook. Just search for my name, Pete Clyde Kagalawan. Then you can add me up or you can follow me. Or if you want more videos, educational and informative videos, then you can subscribe me on my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. It's Pete TV. Okay, I have a YouTube channel. It's Pete TV. Okay, last one, guys. Again, in order for you to become rich in the future, you have to invest. Okay, invest with SMDC. I am selling properties in the Philippines. We have 49 existing projects all over the Philippines. We have in Pampanga as well, in Cavite, Laguna, and we also have in Davao. Soon we will be in Cebu, Green City in Pampanga, Palawan, and everywhere. Guys, again, if you learn something new today, if you learn something that is helpful for your family or friends, please help me share this video. Okay, please help me share. Okay, guys, I have to go now. Thank you so much for your listening ears. Be blessed to bless others. You have to grow and give. Think and grow rich. And then last one, in the secret of living is giving. God bless you, everyone. I have to go now. Bye bye.